My name is Damien from DK Film Podcast, and today we're back, baby. We're back. DK Film Studio is back, and podcast actually. There's something related to that actually coming out pretty soon, happening pretty soon. So stay tuned for that announcement. We got a lot. We got a lot to talk about today. We got some stuff we're just gonna be talking about straight up, straight facts. Giving you the deets. We're gonna be well. First before we get into how we're handling things, I would say I'm glad to be back. Sorry for no uploads for 6 weeks. At least with the podcast and with models. I've been very busy. College has made it hard. Plus, I moved. You might notice I have a new location. This looks completely different. For one, I have a bed above me. Yes, that is my bed. Them the breaks, folks. Them the breaks. But hey, you know what? I have am in one consolidated room. We are now at DKBrickStudios. Brick Productions is now in one my room is basically the location for filming. So yeah, of everything, which is awesome. As opposed to how I filmed everything in my study and just went from there. But hey. We're doing good, folks. We're back. We're back in action. I'm gonna do my best to keep on top of things, but who knows how college is gonna treat me again. So yeah, we'll see how college. It's a lot of work, but we'll talk. But we're gonna talk about that later. I'm not gonna bore you to death with the details. We're already 2 minutes into this, so let's get on right into this. We got a lot to cover today. We got stuff that I was already writing for the September 13th and like the week 6th as well, September 6th, 13th as well. So we got articles for that, plus we've got articles for this week. So I'm kind of consolidating all those articles into one thing, but what we're doing is some of them we're just talking about straight up. We're just going to talk about straight up. Like, I'm going to go through the notes I wrote. And then some of them I haven't wrote any notes of. We're just going to kind of give you a good gist of what this is about. We're going to kind of do a live quick look at it, pick out some details that are about it, and then we're going to go from there. We've got some trailers to look at, and we have, like I said, a big announcement, but we'll cover that after all the news, before the trailers, and we've got a couple movies to talk about. So this is going to be a jam-packed episode. I will say Endgame was planned, but since I'm recording this on a day I had homework and all that, and I'm just like, screw it, I'm just going to record this right now. It's not, I didn't get Endgame down, but it's going to happen soon. I want to do Endgame, and I want to do all the MCU movies back to back at some point. I want to do a rewatch of that. So yeah, enough chit chat. Let's just get on into this, shall we? Let's. I'm getting back into the hang of things, folks. I'm getting back into the hang of things, but yay. I'm looking at the wrong window. Now I'm looking at the right one. Alrighty. Yes, so this is the first of the September 10th ones. So, yes, let's get on to this, shall we? Hang on. Okay, yes, I think that's... Okay. Yeah, that should be all of them. Okay, for a second it seemed like a little light, but it's a lot. I have a lot of tabs here. Okay, so, Hollywood films are dominated by straight white men. New Oscar rules may not help. Again, okay, look, as someone who is a straight white male, I don't care. But let's read this. This is the new rules of Oscars. This is one of the reasons why I am not going into Hollywood. You lost me, Hollywood. They lost me on a number of things. Alright, they lost me on a number of things, but we're not... So... Well, hang on. I think I do it like this. Yes, I did it like that. Okay, so... Most films made in 2019 were about a straight white male by a filmmaker who was also a straight white male. A survey of the top 100 grossing movies from USC Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism. I don't know how good the journalism is nowadays, but let's not get into that. But I'm just gonna say. Found that only 32 featured leading or co-leading characters from underrepresented racial and ethnic groups. This was a modest increase from 27 films. 43 out of the 100 biggest films had a female in the leading or co-leading role, and that was a slight bump from 39 in 2018. In 2019, there was no meaningful increase to the number of Black, Hispanic, Latino, or Asian characters. 15 out of the 100 movies lacked any Black-speaking characters, 44 had no Hispanic-speaking characters, and Asian-speaking or named characters are missing altogether for more than a third of the movies surveyed. Okay, we're going to stop right here. That was a lot, but I'm going to say the statistics here. I don't give a shit! Just give me a movie! That's good! I don't care that... Let's see here. That out of 43 films out of the 100 biggest box office films had a female leading role or co-leading role. I don't give a shit! Do I look like I care? Hell no! Hell no! I really don't care. I really don't. Nor do I care that, that... Well, okay, I don't want to sound insensitive here, of course, but I just want good movies. Give me good movies. Alright? God! Can we get some good movies? All this woke SJWism stuff. I bet you, I haven't looked at this in a while, but I forget if I'm not mistaken, that they're going to be like, hey, we need you to have a certain number of people in there. It's like, okay, great and all, but I just want a good movie. That's something we're lacking, okay? Some of the movies on this list, on my list, were really good that we've seen already. Some of them I haven't seen already. So yeah. We've got some things to worry about here, okay? We got some things to talk about. This is just... My blood's a bit boiling right now, if you can tell. Like, I don't care about these statistics. So what? The movie needed a certain character. As somebody who's going to go in directing, I know that, okay, if I need a black character, I'm going to go for black, actors. If I need a white actor, I'll need a white actor. If the story calls for a certain person, if the story calls for it, the story calls for it. I'm not going to change a character's race just because we're not having a diversity quota. Hence why I'm not going to Hollywood. You'll see, this is all alluding to what I'm doing, what's happening soon. The big announcement, don't worry, we'll cover it soon. But, continuing on with this article. There doesn't seem to be a real policy or process of creating an ecosystem of inclusion on screen, said Stacey L. Smith, one of the report's authors and the founder of USC Annenberg Inclusion Initiative. It's remarkable how resistant to change the industry is. When you look at the whole ecosystem, things haven't budged. This could have to do something with the composition of people calling the shots. Maybe. But let's read on a bit more. Of the 1,447 directors responsible for the highest grossing films over 13 years, 4.8% were women, 6.1% were black, 3.3% were Asian, and 3.7% were Hispanic. A mere 13 women of color have directed a top grossing film across 1,300 movies in 13 years. So what? What if black women don't want to be a director? Alright? Like, I get it. I get where they're trying to get at, but what if they just don't... What if they don't want to be an actor? What if they don't want to be a director? Here's a crazy question. Apparently asking a question like that is crazy, apparently, nowadays. My God. Or that the 4.8% of women who directed a film were women who actually wanted to direct. What? Like, women might not want to direct a film. Like, I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything, but it's amazing that they're like, oh my God, we don't have enough women in this area. But why not take an understanding to the fact that, what if they don't want to be taking a part in that? Okay? I don't this is just some BS, but let's continue on, okay? Uh, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the group behind the Oscars, announces a new inclusion requirements for the Best Picture contenders. Beginning in 2024, eligible films will need to meet two of the four requirement standards. These range from having two or more department heads that are female, LGBTQ, disabled, or part of an underrepresented racial or ethnic group, having at least 30% of the cast comprised of actors from at least two of those four underrepresented categories. Now, I'm okay with them trying to represent people who are disabled. I'm okay with that, but it's like certain people want to do certain jobs. As me, someone who wants to be a director, noticing this article right here, I'm like, I'm gonna go independent. Thank you. Plus, with the release and stunts of the Hollywood that actors have done and all that jazz, I really don't care for Hollywood anymore. I think Hollywood's going downhill very fast. But we'll see. There's just a number of things Hollywood's doing that I'm not like all for, but yet again we've got trailers for movies that I'm like, oh wow, movies. Wow. But yeah, hopefully they realize they need to correct course. I've been hearing things that they're gonna correct course, some of them are not. It's whatever. But on to a bit of Star Wars news from that to this. So, you guys have probably heard about all this news. Who am I even kidding? Okay, I don't want the ad. Okay, never mind. We're gonna stick with that. Okay. So, John Boyega slams Disney's handling of his Star Wars character, which is understandable. I can understand that. I'm not going to say that, hey, I mean, it did feel like they didn't really know what they were doing with him, but let's get on to what this is all about. Let's get on to the story. Again, I haven't read any of this since I wrote it. So, this has been a while. So, John Boyega is significantly increasing his criticism of Disney's handling of his character. He said he had strong words about Finn's arc in The Rise of Skywalker. It's so difficult to maneuver, Boyega said, while according to the profile, exhaling deeply. You get yourself involved in projects, and you're not necessarily going to like everything. But what I would say to Disney is to not bring out a black character, market him to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed aside. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. Points out that Boyega isn't just criticizing the handling of his stormtrooper turned resistance fighter hero, but also other people of color in the cast like Naomi Ackie, Jaina, Kelly Marie Tran, Rose Tico, and Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron. Which really sucks. I liked Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron was pretty cool. Jaina, I mean, I really would have liked if we got to see more of her, but she seemed cool. Rose, she was okay. Don't get me wrong. I think she could have been better. I feel like she was alright, but I feel like she could have been a bit better. But I'm not trying to get on her, Kelly Marie Tran's case. I feel like she did the best she could with what she was given. So I'm not faulting her for what she was given, okay? So, the story says, the reordered character hierarchy of 2017's Last Jedi was particularly hard to take in the wake of how characters were first introduced in 2015's The Force Awakens. Like, you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. He said, you knew what to do with these other people. But when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you knew fork all. So, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say is I enjoyed, what they want me to say is I enjoyed being a part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take that deal. Uh, I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest. Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everybody knows this. I'm not exposing anything. Adam added. Boyega added. I'm not. I'm the only cast member who had their own unique experience of the franchise based on their race. Let's just leave it like that. It makes you angry with a process like that. It makes you so much more militant. It changes you because you realize I got given this opportunity, but I'm in an industry where that wasn't for where I'm in an industry that wasn't even ready for me. Nobody else in the cast had people saying that they were going to boycott the movie because they were in it. Nobody else had an uproar, a death threat since their Instagram DMs and social media saying black this and black that and you shouldn't be a stormtrooper. Nobody else had that experience, but yet people are surprised that I am this way. This is my frustration. Okay, before we continue on, we have a lot. There was a lot he said there. First of all, we have another. The next article is another thing of Star Wars, and it's related to Daisy Ridley. Yeah, Boyega, they didn't really know what to do with her in the last movie too. So don't get me wrong, I get where you're going at. Trust me, but let's kind of keep it $1.50 here, all right? $1.50, all right? That's not you're not entirely true. It's not entirely true there. Also, yeah, I remember seeing the boycott. I was like, wait, what? People are boycotting it? We haven't even seen much of this movie, and we're already boycotting this movie. And it was because people were getting over the fact being an uproar because of a black stormtrooper. I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, can we? I'm not. I was just like, wow. I was excited to see Finn in The Force Awakens when it first came out. Like, I was liking Finn just from what I saw in the trailers, but I felt like in the trailers, I felt a little tease that I was gonna like Rey at the end, Rey. So something was there. I felt something, but it was good. I do like his character, and I don't know anything about with Adam because Adam Driver I haven't heard anything with him, but we'll have to see. Taking a quick drink here. But yeah. I honestly feel bad for him. I feel bad for Daisy as well. I feel bad for all the other actors as well because it's like, oh hey, you think you know who this character is, but in actuality it's somebody else. It's like, wow, I'm just getting forked in the butt. Thank you guys. You're welcome. Okay. Trans saw her role reduced in Rise of Skywalker, which was due to technical challenges pulling off scenes of Rose interacting with Carrie Fisher. The news follows Ridley struggling for roles in the wake of her own time on Star Wars, which we covered in a previous episode. Yeah, we covered that. I covered that. I believe in the previous episode, actually. Weirdly at the beginning of the year, nothing was coming. Okay, yeah, so we're basically repeating. Okay, yeah, weirdly at the beginning of the year, nothing was coming through. She said, I was like, no one wants to employ me. There was actually loads of things that I auditioned for at the beginning of the year and didn't get any of them, which sucks, but hey. I think I've seen things where her career is getting back up and running, which is okay, which is good, actually. But hey, we'll see how things, plays out with this. So yeah, we can't really say that. It sucks what happened to the guys on there. Now on to the screwing with Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley reveals original Rey Kenobi plot in Star Wars. I was originally against that. I was against her being a Kenobi because it's like, how could she be a Kenobi? How Obi-Wan was on the Tatooine for like ever, or throughout the entire time looking after Luke. So how could he have done that, but apparently he might have done it with somebody, maybe Duchess Satine, maybe, I don't know. I'm actually rewatching the Clone Wars right now on Disney Plus. It's really good. Oh my god. I've actually, yeah, speaking of having Disney Plus, we'll actually get to that. We'll kind of talk a bit about that, and if there's anything you guys, if there's something you would like me to try out with you guys, but yee. Okay. Daisy Ridley, so let's get into this article here. Daisy Ridley was jerked around with her character a lot more than we realized while she worked on the sequel trilogy. She revealed on Jimmy Kimmel Live that she was going to be a descendant of Obi-Wan Kenobi. At the beginning, there was toying with an Obi-Wan connection. There were different versions. Then it was no one, and then it came to episode 9. Jay pitched me the film, and I was like, oh yeah, Palpatine is the granddaddy. And then 2 weeks later, it was like, we're not sure. So it kept changing, which sucks. But this also reveals something. They didn't have a plan. They never had a plan. This is one thing we can tell now because of the Rise of Skywalker. They never had a plan. I would have loved it if they actually had a plan to solidify what they're doing. Get the fork out of here, Gucci. Thank you. Gucci's doing some stupid things right now, but, you know, we're not going to... This is a film, not a fashion podcast. But, like I said, no idea what's with her character. We don't know what she's doing. What they're going to do with her. No plan, no nothing. It's like, can you guys just give her something? Give her a plan and roll with it. I really don't care. Well, it would have been nice if they did, but apparently they never did. So, it seems like, you know, she was meant to be originally Kenobi. So, even then, as we were filming, I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be. It appears JJ had no idea in mind when he co-wrote and directed The Force Awakens, which Last Jedi writer-director Rian Johnson derailed. Of course, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy The Last Jedi. One of my favorite ships is actually from The Last Jedi, the Resistance Bomber. I actually have a piece of artwork, although it's not in this room. It's probably going to be outside of the room. It's going to be in the hallway, although the family hasn't done anything about the hallway, but we're not going to worry about that right now. But, you know, it was good. I mean, again, when we do a rewatch, we're gonna talk about my thoughts on each film and where things are gonna be stacked up and all that, because, you know, that'll be good to know. But yeah. I enjoyed it. I haven't seen it in a while. I've been wanting to rewatch episodes 7, 8, and 9 back to back just to see how it all plays out, and if there's any semblance of a story thread there. I'm probably going to do that when I rewatch all the... I might just do like a weekend of like one trilogy a weekend one day. I mean, that might be something I do during winter break. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have a month off, which is going to be nice. But we'll see. Rian Johnson. Abrams had to rethink his original plan amid Rian Johnson's changes with The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, apparently Rian Johnson just fucked with everything. And apparently, it seems like Rian Johnson was like a shill for was like the perfect person to bring in SJW politics into the Star Wars franchise because of what Kathleen Kennedy believes in. And it's like, oh, okay, great. No great storytelling, no nothing like that. Oh, okay, fine. I'll just go sit down right now and sit back and, you know, let you guys derail the franchise a bit, you know. Okay, inject your own politics into it, but, you know. Fans were both surprised and unhappy with what could have been revelation of Rey Kenobi. It would have been interesting to see that, but hey, it's unfortunate that's not happened. I mean, I'm kind of okay with the Rey Skywalker thing, but again, you know, that's a kind of a meme. But we'll see how LEGO handles it because of the LEGO game. I'm gonna play that game when that comes out. I can't wait for that game. So, this is something I'm actually very excited. I'm actually excited for, and I actually want to see play out. Rumor. Remember, guys, this is a rumor. Paramount moving forward with G.I. Joe, Transformers, crossover, film. This would be epic! Oh my god, this would be epic. I mean, I haven't really watched any of the G.I. Joe films or watched any of the cartoons, but I am a huge fan of Transformers. So, we'll see, of course. But yeah, like I said, I would love to watch this. So, a new rumor, like I said, remember, this is a rumor. Take this with a grain of salt, folks. A grain of salt. A new rumor indicates that Paramount plans to begin development on a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover film. According to Geekosity's Mag's Mikey Sutton, who actually is a really good source. So, let's take it with a little less of a grain of salt, because this guy's has been really good with when it comes to this kind of stuff. Check out Midnight Edge's videos with him. I forget if they have how they have them tagged, but definitely check his out, because it's he's gotten some really good at his rumors are good when it comes to that. So, according to Mikey Sutton, inside sources have informed the editor-in-chief that plans are moving forward for Hasbro to expand its theatrical toy box after Snake Eyes. Let me see if there's actually anything of importance image-wise. No. Okay. I forgot if there's anything. I probably would have noted it in here anyway, so yeah. While Sutton states that there have been discussions for a live-action version, not necessarily a direct adaptation of the comic book, that ultimately haven't led to a movie being greenlit, he also notes that would change really soon. This all depends on how successful Snake Eyes is. It's currently unknown how or where this film would fall in the G.I. Joe film universe that is rumored to be in development. The Transformers G.I. Joe first crossed paths in the pages of 1987 Marvel published miniseries aptly named G.I. Joe and the Transformers, where an Autobots and the Joes ignore that. Where's Mimeus? There's the Mimeus. And the Joes battled against the combined forces of Decepticons and Cobra for the control of Power Station Alpha. Well, like I said, it's a rumor, but it'll be interesting to see. I'd be down to watching it. That'd be fun to watch. And now into something that might affect the I don't know. Let's just get into this. Okay, y'all know about cuties. There was a whole thing about canceling Netflix trends after the movie was released. I have not watched it, although I have access to it because of my aunt allowing me to watch it, because I need to watch stuff for classes. But other than that, it's like, oh God, this film. I hate that what this film has been able to pull, what has done. All right, I really do. Am I okay with? Hell no. It's horrible and it's disgusting. And apparently, at one point, the director, the person, either the guy in charge of Netflix or the director was like, "This is censorship. You guys are doing." Oh, shut up. You guys have been practicing censorship for a while. Twitter has been practicing censorship. You don't know what censorship is, alright? Look, okay? Be one of the many conservatives who've been canceled, alright? You all know exactly what it feels like what it's like to be canceled, okay? But yeah, it's now Texas has filed stuff on it. Has brought Netflix to court. Thank God. Hopefully they get, arrested or something. Something happens. But this is good. Good news. I like it. We're moving on from this trash pile. So now we're jumping all the way over to present day now. I have not. As soon as as soon as I made the decision, I just went to work. I haven't really. Let's just get on with this, folks. Alright? So, DC news, folks. Sarah Sahi, I hope I pronounced her last name right. Well, let's first say this. Dwayne Johnson in DC Comics Black Adam adds Sarah Sahi. So, Sarah Sahi has joined the cast of Black Adam. She'll be playing a university professor and freedom fighter leading the resistance in the fictional nation of Kahndaq. Now, I'm going to say this. When I first saw the words freedom fighter, I was a bit nervous where that was going to go. And then I saw leading the resistance in the fictional nation of Kahndaq. I'm like, okay, this will probably be better. This should still be good, but we'll see how things play out. I'm not, too, it had me a little worried, but we'll see. I'm not all that worried. I'm not, entirely. Let's just continue. My brain is a bit fried. Aldous Hodge has been casted as Hawkman, and Noah Centineo as Adam Smasher. I don't know if that's Adam, like the character Adam, but we'll see. Sarah is currently shooting the Netflix series Sex/Life. Huami, this guy, his first name is Jaume. So if I have mispronounced it, so help me God. Call it Sarah, who is also directing Disney's Jungle Cruise, will helm Black Adam. Speaking of Disney, y'all have been hearing what's been happening with Disney? Like, the whole scandal around Mulan. Like, oh boy, it's some spicy stuff. Spicy. Them in, where they, pop the gas, what I'm talking about? World War II. I don't know why I'm doing this weird accent, but... But really, I do not approve. Let me check if you can still see me well. Okay, let me turn this on because I don't know if you can see me that well. There we go. That looks about better. You guys might have been yelling, Damien, turn a light on. They're like, okay, well, here's another light. There we go. And, Disney's in some trouble. Disney's going through some stuff right now. Like, oh boy. They've left, like, studio films. Like, they're abandoning the theaters. They're just going straight to streaming, it sounds like. Oh boy. They're, like, losing money, too. Oh god, we might be seeing a loss in the theater and movie industry things. So, yeah. The details of the film have been kept under wraps. Rory Hines and Sohrab Nashairani. It's got to be some Asian last name. That's the best I can describe it. I'm not gonna guess which country wrote the latest draft of the film. Black Adam had a set release date for December 22nd, 2021, but it was took off its release calendar and no longer has a release date at the moment. So, yeah, I'm gonna say this: I respect to the people who write film scripts. Okay, mad respect. Okay, like I as someone who's in a screenwriting class right now, oh my god, I am trying to write a flamenco script, around flamenco, and for this class, and my god, I am having troubles. I'm having trouble trying to just show, not tell. I might not be a good screenwriter, be a person who's good at writing screenwriting, write scripts, but of course, I'm gonna be hiring people for DK Film when I get that launched, And, and of course, if I have an idea, I'm going to write it, and then I'm going to have people who do scripts, who can take that script, and I'm going to have people there who can take that script and turn it into an actual script, because I'm not going to be able to sit there and write everything, Be able to get it proper. I'll give them a co-writing thing, of course, I'm not going to sit there and not, So, now to kind of back up the one thing I said. Movie theater owners plead with Cuomo to reopen New York theaters. Many will not survive. Now, this is one of the articles I do not have notes on, so we're going to do this dry and dirty. I'm going to say this right now. We need it. They need it. Cuomo, open up. We need to open up, okay? The World Health Organization has said that lockdown should be a last resort, but they're getting ready to do more lockdowns in New York, and I feel bad for the people there in New York and in there. I used to live in New York, so I feel bad for these people. So, yeah. The movie theater owners are frustrated with Cuomo decision to keep cinemas closed. They're pleading with him to reopen venues in state. Executive Committee in the Global Cinema Federation, a world organization of major cinema operators, wrote an open letter urging Cuomo to soften his stance and consider allowing parts of the state to reopen multiplexes. Hopefully that happens. So let's read this quote, because these quotes, I always like the quotes. The quotes are important. Let me pause this because we don't need that playing in the background. Thank God that's muted too. We recognize your commitment to ensuring the citizens of New York remain safe and protected from COVID-19. With certain zip codes in New York seeing spikes of the virus, we are, of course, not suggesting that you open up the entire state at once. We are, however, requesting that you adopt a plan similar to that in California, where Governor Newsom has allowed opening on a county by county basis according to the virus data. Reads the letter signed by leaders from AMC, Cinemark, Cineplex, Cineworld, among the largest theater chains in the world. The decision to keep theaters closed, the group argues, has implications that reverberate well beyond the Empire State. New York is one of the biggest movie-going markets in the country. Without theaters in the area open, Hollywood studios have been reluctant to release new movies. So, with that, and they're mentioning this, when the fork is Black Widow coming out? I watched a Overlord DVD video, Victor Van Doomkook, video, and he had a thing about like a spoiler for like what the end credit was going to be for Black Widow. I'm not covering that because I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that for you guys. But I sat there and watched it because I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know when the hell this movie's going to come out. So I'm just going to watch this. I might as well just listen to it. I've got nothing better else to do right now. Might as well just sit and listen to this. And you know what? I'm like, what? How are they going to do that? Don't tell me that's going to ruin some things. But yeah, like, Pixar Soul is going to be coming out on Disney Plus. We actually have a trailer for that. We're going to talk about that as well. Black Widow, we don't know when that's coming out. This is like I believe if I'm not mistaken, this is the first year since, the start, if not the start of the MCU, if not at some point between that. I don't know. I'm not entirely clear, but it's been some time we haven't had a Marvel movie, an MCU movie in theaters, which is like, oh god, wow. But it's kind of nice to have that, because it's like, okay, we get to recuperate from that, but it's like, oh god, we've got no MCU right now. Oh god, that's stopped. Oh god. Okay, so they continue on with their thing. The state of New York is an important market for the exhibition industry, not only in the United States, but around the world. The letter says, with New York theaters shuttered for the nearly 7 months and no indication of when they will be allowed to reopen. I'm just going to say this right now. 7 months! Remember when it was 15 days to stop the spread? 15 days. 15 days. We flattened the curve already. The curve is already flat, okay? They're just holding us hostage or something. I don't know what's going on, but something's happening right now. Something's happening. In indication when the reopen, the studios that supply new movies have been reluctant to release their latest films to the point where almost no new major films will be released globally until 2021 and beyond. Without new movies to play in our cinemas, many members of the global exhibition community will be forced to close their doors again. Many of these core companies will not survive. Part of the frustration is the lack of clarity surrounding reopening plans. In August, suggests movie theaters would be among the next wave of business to reopen. As of mid-October, there is still no indication of when that's possible soon. Cuomo in early October doubled down on his stance that he won't rush to reopen theaters in the middle of the pandemic. We are moving heaven and earth, trying to stop the second wave, and people need to acknowledge that we're still in a pandemic and start to act like it. Richard Azarpardi, senior advisor to Cuomo's, said on October 5th, "We understand that some people are unhappy, but you know what? Better unhappy than sick or worse." Okay. You know what could help stop a second wave in New York? I don't know. Making riots and stopping riots that happen in New York. Because if I'm not mistaken, there have been riots. I don't know if I might be wrong, but there have been riots that have happened in New York. So I could be wrong there, though. Of course, so See, is there anything? Okay, so it is genuinely not exaggeration that I say that continued closure of cinemas in your state has put further jeopardy, has put their future in jeopardy, and we ask the exhibition in New York be given opportunity to open again. GCF said, "We opened the opportunity to meet with you and work together on a plan to reopen your cinemas." Oh, hey, they actually have a pretty good capacity, huh? Here, that's good. 50 to 70% capacity limit. I'm glad to see that. But New Mexico and New York are closed. Montana is closed. You can kind of look at this map and see, what's what. See where your state is. Alaska's doing no social distancing. Well, it's not required. Hawaii, it is required, which is interesting. Yeah, so the only two states out of the country are New Mexico and New York that are not reopening their states. They're allowing their theaters to reopen. So yeah, you can cross-check this and just hit pause and but we got more to talk about, folks. I can't just sit here and let you guys constantly look at that. I got more to talk about. We got more to talk about, boys. I don't know what that was about, but hey. And let me know if you like that, how I did that. I kind of like doing that, but I kind of like having it a bit structured. But if I have to go that route for college, we'll see. I mean, I can let you guys know. We'll see. I mean, I might go the non-structured route, so Okay, so The Flash, Robert Zemeckis, frontrunner to direct. Matthew Vaughn is also on the shortlist to replace departed director Rick Famuyiwa. Okay. Update: Billy Crudup is still attached to the film, set to play Scarlet Speedster, his father in the film. Okay, that's good to know. Don't care. So it's been over 6 weeks since Warner Brothers lost its director, The Flash, which was scheduled to open up in March 2016. When Rick Famuyiwa, I probably am butchering his last name, was attached to direct. Since then, the film set to star Ezra Miller has been in limbo as the studio has been scurried to find a replacement. Well, it looks like they're getting closer to a resolution. Sources confirm that Robert Zemeckis, is the front runner for the job, veteran director of the classics Back to the Future and Forrest Gump. I think he's a good pick because of Back to the Future, but we'll see. And yes, I've seen Back to the Future. I'm educated. It will likely, which is currently being rewritten by King Arthur's Legend of the Sword scribe Joby Harold. However, Zemeckis is unlocked, and he has another movie to make first. Steve Carell's untitled adaptation of Stephen Manbolg's documentary Marwen Call, which will be released by Universal on November. Wait, what? When did? Okay, never mind. I got duped. Apparently, I'm sorry. I demand higher standards out of there should be better standards. I should check the dates. My bad. So ignore that story. Ignore that story. New news! New news! Actual new news! Look at the date! October 13th, 2020. Okay, new news! Sci-fi news. Alright, we're talking about some science fiction here. Stanley Tucci and John Bradley will star alongside Halle Berry. Well, but first, I gotta read the title first, of course. My bad. Stanley Tucci and Game of Thrones alum John Bradley joined Roland Emmerich's Moonfall space epic for Lionsgate, and I'm actually kind of excited to see this film. And I kind of want to see this film, but we'll get to that. We'll kind of get to why and what this is all about soon. So yeah, Stanley Tucci and John Bradley. I think that's alum. My bad. My brain's not. Again, like I said, I had to work on a flamenco script today, and I had to try to figure out another thing I had to figure out a story idea for an assignment. I have to be all really creative, so excuse me while my brain is. So Stanley Tucci and alum John Bradley will star alongside Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, and Charlie Plummer. In Moonfall, a space epic written and directed by Roland Emmerich. It is slated to begin production this month in Montreal. The plot is set up by a mysterious force that knocks the moon from its orbit around Earth and sends it hurling on a collision course with life as we know it. With mere weeks before impact, and against all odds, a ragtag team launches an impossible last-ditch mission into space, leaving behind everyone they love and risking everything to land on the lunar surface and save our planet from annihilation. Now, this actually sounds very interesting, although I do hope they kind of address the ramifications of destroying the moon, because the moon is in charge of our tides, and without that, we're screwed. We'd be pretty much screwed, but again, we'll see. So Tucci will play Tom Phillips, a wealthy car dealer who is married to Bill Harper's Wilson's ex-wife, while Bradley, Casey Houseman, an eccentric and unkept genius who discovers that the moon has fallen out of its orbit. Josh Gad was originally meant to play the role, but exited the project due to a scheduling conflict. Lionsgate acquired the rights to Moonfall late last year. So that's pretty much all there is to that. This seems like a film I'm gonna want to check this film out when it comes out. Seems pretty cool actually. I'm down to watch this. This will be cool to watch. Now, bit of theater news. Some more theater news. One that could possibly save our theaters. Christie granted patent that could let cinemas stream movies to the home. We are under no illusion as to the many challenges that the exhibitor face. This technology enables exhibitors to secretly show circumstances, to securely show customers premium cinematic content. Cinematech developer Christie has been issued a U.S. patent that could enable exhibitors to stream movies directly from cinemas to the customer's home, potentially giving struggling theater owners a way to supplement their businesses while the pandemic has caused cinemas to remain closed. Which, hopefully this works. I have not yet seen Tenet, but hopefully I can be able to watch Tenet from home. If this actually is implemented and all that. Christie's patented approach places the dynamics of when, how, and for how much that movie content is made available to customers directly in the hands of the exhibitors to decide. Brian Claypool, Executive VP of Cinema at Christie, in a release statement. Studios have responded to the pandemic's impact on cinema by pushing back release dates of many tentpole films, in some cases creating alternative plans. Disney, for instance, released tentpole Mulan, intends to debut Soul on Disney Plus streaming on its Disney Plus streaming service. Explained Claypool in a statement, "We all love the cinema, and it's nothing quite like the in-person big screening experience of your local field. It has been exciting to see how adaptable exhibitors have been in getting people back to many theaters around the world, and we hope to see more and more people returning to the local cinema. However, we are under no illusion that there are many challenges that exhibitors face. That technology enables exhibitors to securely show customers premium cinematic content on their own terms, opening an additional potential revenue stream in these liberal times." Which, if this actually happens, and if we actually get like a launch date for this, we will. We hopefully we'll be able to watch films like at home. Like, I'd love to watch films here. Like, I love, like, films are awesome, I love them. So let's kind of read how it works, because I'm actually kind of curious how it's going to work. Operating with Christie's integrated media block, which is used by Christie customers around the world as a part of their digital cinema configurations, the patented hardware and software combines with the capabilities of Christie's streaming and networking products to allow their theaters to deliver content over IP networks directly from the cinema to consumers' homes, the company explained. According to Christie, the system follows the security specifications and could support delivery options for compressed H.265 streams at 4 megabits per second to uncompressed 8K at 120 hertz at 100 gigabits per second, claiming with zero latency over affordable Ethernet components. The patent is also issued in Europe and is pending in other regions. If this actually goes through, that would be awesome. Okay, that's only showing another article. Okay, but hopefully this actually, goes through, and we could actually, like, I don't know, be able to see a film from another country. I mean, if that's actually possible, that'd be really cool. So, we have some Marvel news as well. I have not reset my thing, apparently. Get out of here, Ed. No one needs you. Spider-Man. Sony representatives respond to rumored Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield castings. Hopefully this is something that happens, but we'll see. Alrighty. The representative for Sony Pictures recently responded to the latest casting rumors surrounding the third installment of the Tom Holland Spider-Man franchise. The big rumors surrounding the film indicated that Sony and Marvel planned on bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to play their versions of Spider-Man. It was also reported by This was reported by Fandom Wire about 2 weeks ago. They wrote, "Now Fandom Wire can exclusively reveal that fan-favorite Spider-Man actors Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in talks to appear in the untitled Spider-Man 3 movie. We want to stress that the studios are still just in talks with the actors and have not yet signed. If this actually happens, I'm gonna love this. This is gonna be fun to watch. Because as someone like me who grew up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and then subsequently grew up, the Tobey Maguire movies, I remember watching them as a kid. They were fun to watch. Those are what kind of got me into Spider-Man in general. Like, I really enjoyed watching them, and that's what got me into Spider-Man, essentially. And then, And then, like, Andrew Garfield, like, I remember watching his, like, I remember watching his first one in the theaters with my grandfather, and that was enjoyable. I haven't watched the Tobey Maguire, no, I haven't watched Andrew Garfield's movies recently, but Tom Holland, oh my god. I will always remember my first viewing with my friend Amber at her place. It was so fun. I had so much fun watching it. And then watching Far From Home by myself in my own at the theater that was right by where I lived. Oh my god, that was so beautiful. I loved it. But hey, I'm at where I'm at now. This report, so back to the article. This report came just days before Jamie Foxx has confirmed his casting as a lecturer in the third installment and hinted that there would be he would be facing multiple Spider-Man sharing artwork of Electro as a rising storm above New York City, as Miles Morales, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and what looks like Tom Holland Spider-Man looked on. I'm going to show you that image. Don't that look cool? I love how cool this image looks. This is so beautiful. I love how that looks. It looks just, oh my god. I love how this just looks. Like, you can tell that this is based around, like, they used this Into the Spider-Verse look for this image. And, oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it! Alright, so, Van Noir followed up with this. Now, a Sony source closely involved with Spider-Man 3 has confirmed that both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have signed on to reprise their respective Spider-Man roles next to Tom Holland's Peter Parker. He would go into detail that Maguire and Garfield's Spider-Man characters will appear during the final act of the film to help defeat all of Spider-Man's combined forces. That would be cool if that actually happens. But Sony recently responded that the rumor castings are not yet confirmed. So, it's not yet confirmed. This is a rumor. Remember that. Let's take this with a grain of salt. A grain of salt. Now, onto some more sci-fi news. Classic sci-fi hero Buck Rogers to get a big screen revival at Legendary. If this happens, I think, from what I can tell, this seems like it is going to be happening. I want to see this badly. Like, I remember this is what got Buck Rogers is one of the many influences of Star Wars, of course. So, seeing what basically influenced Star Wars on the big screen would be awesome. So, let's get on into this. Legendary is in the final stages of putting together a deal for the movie rights to the swashbuckling sci-fi hero Buck Rogers. Transformers producer Don Murphy set up the project at Legendary and is both producing through his Anchor Films banner along with Susan Montford. The project is based on the Armageddon 1980 novella by Philip Francis Nolan, which introduced the character of Buck Rogers in 1928. Philip Francis Nolan, which introduced the character of Buck Rogers. The story centers on a coal miner inspector who awakes from suspended animation after 500 years to find himself in the middle of a planetary war. Buck Rogers has been adapted into various comic strips, a movie serial, radio and television show. He has become one of the world's most popular comic strips, read by millions daily all over the world. Strip was essentially Rip Van Winkle in the future, which a modern day man wakes up 500 years in the future to a world that is no longer recognizable to him. In the future world, so many of the staples of today's science fiction films made the first appearances: ray guns, rocket ships, jetpacks, laser beams. The strip's very vision of the future influenced the World's Fair and Tomorrowland in Disneyland. This to me, like, this is, like, big for science. Like, this, he's, like, integral to what science fiction is like today. I'm not expecting for him to be as big as that again, because, you know, I doubt it, but it'll be cool if we can get that. It'd be cool if we can get something like that, where we maybe see something new in science fiction that this guy introduces, that, if it's successful, we start seeing all over again. But we'll see. We shall see. He became as well known as Mickey Mouse, if I'm not mistaken, around the time, but he might still be well known today as Mickey Mouse, but I could be mistaken, of course. Legendary is playing something along the lines of what was originally planned for Stephen King's The Dark Tower, which with a prestige television series that leads into a blockbuster film franchise along with an anime-style animated series, all designed to reintroduce Buck Rogers' universe to the modern audiences. Make this happen, make sure this happens, Legendary. Make sure it happens. I want to see this. I want to see this. Now, the news I've been kind of hinting at all throughout this episode. DKBrickStudios is now a thing. Check us out. It's not fully made, of course. I just quickly made the account today, just before I recorded. But between today and tomorrow, there's going to be a video of my first video on there. It's going to be the first video. It was a project I did. It's going to be just a straight project re-uploaded with a couple things in the beginning that I want to do. And then it's going to be my vision, the vision I originally had that I wanted to do. But yeah, hit that subscribe button. Go check it out. Hit that subscribe button. I highly recommend it. It's going to be in the description down below as we'll be on into the future. So yeah, I highly recommend it. This is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Real huge. I don't know why I did a Donald Trump impression. Went into a Donald Trump impersonation, but forget about it. But yeah, basically, my plan with this is to start recording, taking old footage that I have of stop motion videos that I've made, re-upload them here, edit them, re-upload them, remaster older projects that I have, do what I can to make things better, grow, get better, do some testing. I've got some plans on doing some 2D animation drawings, tests, and try to do that. I want to try that out. Y'all are welcome to watch. You're going to be, of course, you guys are welcome to check it out. I'm not going to stop you guys from watching it, of course, but hey, you're going to be able to check it out. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I could do better. You'll be able to see what I could be doing better, what I could be doing wrong with these productions. So, remember, this is just launched. We are going to, as I grow, of course, hopefully, you guys, whoever, I've recently checked, Subscribestar has not verified me yet, row, but as soon as I get that, A-OK button from them, y'all will be able to, I'll be having stuff integrated to this, related to this into there. So yeah, my goal is not to upload a short film every week, though. Let me remind you that. Let me warn you that. I'm not going to record something every week because I've got too much on my plate right now to do that. I'm going to be lucky if I could get a video out for the channel for DK Brick out every week. I'm having trouble finding time to build models for Pete's sake. But hey, we're going to do what we can. Alright? I want you guys to sit back, watch these shorts. Some of them are good. They're mainly going to be science fiction, but I'm going to be doing some fanfics as well. I'm going to be taking what I know, taking what I can do. I'm going to try to challenge myself to make something, to prove something on from time to time. You guys want me to have ideas of stories I could do. You guys are just welcome to check this thing out. I'll happily do it. And one of the things I'm thinking of doing is whoever subscribes at maybe the $10 or the $50, I'm thinking it out still, but on a certain level you will be able to have your name be featured as a character in a short film, which will be cool. Of course, it'll have to be appropriate. I'm not going to just be let's say your name on Subscribestars, it's Ray Park, for example. If your name is It's Ray Park, I might not pick that name, but if your name is shoot, I'm blanking. Percy Park. Just straight up that, I'll happily name the character after that. So yeah. But if you have a name like It's Ray Park, I will happily give you the opportunity to name a character. I'll happily give you the opportunity to name a character. I'm not gonna say you'll give me the name, I'll see which one it fits best with, and then we'll go from there. But again, this is brand new, we're starting it up. My goal is to eventually turn this into the actual DK Brick Studios, studio where we're actually making short films. I've got people going out. I'm like in charge of this thing. People are running around doing stuff, making things. Like, we're gonna get to a bigger budget thing, but right now it's just gonna be me. Hopefully I can hire more people at some point. If you guys want to help me get to that point, do Subscribe Star or Patreon. I don't care which, but I mean, I still have the Patreon account up, but you're welcome to do Subscribe Star. My goal is to hopefully get to the point where I can actually make this into a career. If you can help me make that happen, I would love that. So yeah, we now have some trailers to get to, folks. Hope you're ready, because I know I am. Real quickly, I do want to note, this is going to be something I can't wait to, I'm glad to actually be starting. I'm doing this now because I might as well get I want to share my film projects, the projects I do for film. Y'all, I want to share them, and I want you guys to see them, and if you guys are up to watching what I do, go check it out, alright? This is going to be fun, but I also hope to turn this into a career one day, so hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'd love to see a subscriber. I'd love to see some subscribers on there at some point soon. The podcast is going to stay on DK Brick, but I'll make sure there is a playlist there all the time, so, hey. Might as well. So, yeah, let us get on into some trailers. Okay, wait, I think I might have screwed myself over. Okay, whatever, I'll worry about it later. Okay. Anyway, hang on, I'm gonna do this. Go much better. No, I'm not screwed over. Okay, never mind. Let's get on to the first trailer. Make sure you guys are seeing that. Yes. And then let me just move this over and make sure Audacity is picking it up. Oh. I accidentally paused Audacity, my bad. Okay, now we should be good to go. I should really quickly mention, we're watching the trailer for Dune, alright?
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it.
What did you see?
There's a crusade coming.
Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them?
Yes.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
What's in the box?
Pain. You inherit too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
My father rules an entire planet.
He's losing it.
He's getting a richer one.
You'll lose that one too. Arrakis is a death trap.
Killer. This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?
I know you.
One day, a legend will be born. All of civilization depends on it.
The future. I can see it. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
My Lord Duke.
Where the fear is gone, only I will remain.
Go, go, go!
Yes. Okay. I really liked what we saw in this trailer. I think we're gonna get a way better version of what was of the Dune we saw here on this channel, of course. The Dune I originally watched, you know, in week 1 on the first episode, you know, episode 1. Y'all haven't seen episode 1? Go check that out. We talked about Dune, some other movies. Yeah, Dune. I can't wait to actually see this one. This actually looks really good. Does it actually say a release date? Only in theaters. Okay, when? Okay, so there's one shot that I really like out of this whole thing. You can probably guess what that was. This right here. The worm. I really like what this is. This shows us. Like, oh God. I don't know if you guys remember that one article we had. It was like a couple weeks. It was a while back. It was like, it might have been second or third week. But if you guys have not been following the podcast since the start, I'd highly recommend checking it out because we are making connections to articles and other things that we've been talking about. Now, to things, so it's kind of like a story. If you're missing, you might be missing out on something big, so you know. But I remember when we got Dave Bautista saying, "Hey, not Dave, but the Jason Momoa, which we saw Dave Bautista here. We also saw Oscar Isaac, who it looked like in there, along with some other notable actors as well. But I'm like, okay. They're like, oh, if the whole trailer is just, you know, what's his face, Jason Momoa shirtless, it'd be good. No, this is what I was looking for. This looks like a really good. This looks like I'm liking what I've been shown. It doesn't feel like too much. It feels good enough. It's got me hooked. I'm hooked like that spice in the movie. You know, in the movie. I'm hooked like that spice, and I can't wait to see this. Do they actually have a release date for this? Oh my god, okay, it's slated to be released in December of 2019. December 18th, 2020. Doubt it? I doubt it. I really doubt it. With the COVID? But we'll see. We'll see. I haven't seen any new anything up about it being pushed back or anything, but I can't wait to see this thing, and we're definitely going to be talking about it when it comes out. But yeah, this was, oh man, like, it just looks a lot better. I mean, don't get me wrong, the movie, the original movie, I mean, it was made, I forget when exactly, but I'm sure, I might have it written down somewhere in my thing, but hey, yeah. On to our next trailer, okay? We got a lot of trailers to get to, folks, okay? I'm not going to spend too much time on this.
Good morning, Goldie. My name is Guy, and I live in Free City. I have everything I need. Except one thing. Hey! Excuse me. Hey! Hey, bud, you ever think that there's got to be more?
More than what?
The stuff we do day after day.
Literally not once.
Today's gonna be different, Goldie. What are we looking at?
Who are you?
We ran into each other the other day.
How did you find me?
I waited outside by the murder train.
Guy, I have to tell you something. There is no easy way to say this. This world, it's a video game.
I really want to kiss you. Is that weird?
Listen to me. You're not real.
Wait, you let who kiss you?
Guy.
There's not a button for that.
Oh, he found the button.
Buddy, if we're not real, doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters?
I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
Millie, I know this world is just a game, but this place, these people, that's all I have.
Thanks, guy.
Who is this guy?
This character in the video game Free City has been turning heads by being the good guy.
Who is blue shirt guy?
You're absolutely right. Who is he or she, indeed?
This loser is ruining the game, man. I don't care if he's Arnold frickin' Schwarzenegger. Terminate him.
We're doing great.
Guy, in 2 days, the game is gonna shut down. You, this whole city, they'll be gone.
What if we can save it? Was that cool? It felt really cool. We can change our world, but we have to fight together. I don't even know what's happening right now, but I love it! This is the first time I've ever driven a car before.
I really wish you'd mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you! Watch out for them! They seem nice.
Okay, I haven't heard anything about this being rescheduled due to COVID, but I really like this. Okay, I remember when the first trailer for this came out. It was really good I was like, well, what's going on here? Like, NPC in a video game? What? Ooh, interesting. They could do some really interesting things with this, and I really like it. I hope this actually does well, because this looks like it's good. It's good. I enjoy it. I haven't seen. This movie's not even out yet. All right, we don't even know if it's gonna release in December. All right. God, December is like a couple months away. But yet that's a while. That's not like it's a while. That's kind of like a while. Oh boy. But again, it looks good. I'm excited to see this thing. I think they're taking the potential of this idea to its fullest extent. There might be some things that they might be doing that they could be missing out on, but I think they've got the best they could here. I'm excited to see where this goes moving forward, actually. This looks really good. And I really like the idea of, like, this NPC, becoming, essentially sentient in a way. That's very interesting. That makes me kind of now wonder if any of the NPCs in the video game I play have ever tried to do that, and I've just ended up just going pew right in their face. And now it makes me wonder what their life is like every time I turn off the game, or every time I'm playing in the background. If there's any, I'm kind of curious, but I doubt. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph did a good job. Had like a good premise of that, This and Wreck-It Ralph had pretty good ideas. I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph 2, but I do want to at some point. But yeah, on to our next trailer, folks. We got another trailer. This one I have not yet seen, so you'll be getting my live reaction first here, folks. Okay, well, I'm actually going to say, I've only seen the very beginning bit here. I haven't really seen much, but let's get on to this, shall we?
Captain, do you have any idea what those markers are?
They look pretty ancient. The tracks end here. It's definitely Bravo team.
They don't just disappear. Where the hell are we? That lightning hit those markers and it took us somewhere.
Guys!
So what? Are we like Guardians of the Galaxy now?
On our six!
Yeah, bros.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing? Come back!
This is officially above my pay grade.
I don't care what those creatures are. We destroy them and close the gateway. From getting us all home.
Interesting. I mean, again, this is Sony, so Sony PlayStation. It makes sense. Okay, but dang! Wow, that looked really good. I mean, wow. I mean, I'm not entirely understanding why it's got this like and dislike, but I've been seeing videos about it on YouTube. I haven't really looked at it because I'm like, I want to just not look at anything relating to this movie yet until after I do this video. And hey, look here, I'm doing the video for it. Yeah, I like what I saw. It looked really good. I'm kind of intrigued. I do want to see this thing. Hopefully this does really well. Hopefully, you know, it's good. I mean, you know, I like it. I think if I'm not mistaken, I saw somewhere that's based off a video game. If it is, I'll find an article about it just as an excuse to talk about video game movies. I could have talked about it with the previous one, but it's not adapted off an actual video game. Free Guy is not based off an actual video game. This is based off a video game, it might be. I don't know. You guys are welcome to comment down below. I'll probably have found out by then, but hey, you know, y'all are welcome to let me know. So, let us go on with, so yeah, I mean, it looked pretty good, pretty solid. I am down to giving it a watch. Anything science fiction, fantasy, like the idea that, you know, there's this this passageway between, you know, here, the real world, and this other world, it's interesting. This kind of reminds me a bit of Pacific Rim. Kind of does. But hey, let's take a look at the next trailer, yo. We got some more trailers to talk about, yo. Pixar Soul trailer 2. I have not seen this one yet either, so live reaction.
Disney and Pixar Soul, streaming on Disney Plus December 25th.
Music is all I think about. From the moment I wake up in the morning to the moment I fall asleep at night. I was born to play. It's my reason for living.
Rip.
Hello? What the? Wow! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Help! I'm not done! Holy! Oh my goodness! This weird. The council. There's a soul missing. Is this heaven?
No.
Is it H-E double hockey sticks?
Hell? Quiet coyotes. No, it's the great before. This is where new souls get their personalities, quirks, and interests before they go to Earth. Here we are. Don't worry, you can't crush a soul here. That's what life on Earth is for.
It's my life. Can you help me get back? Come on.
This won't be a disaster, that's for sure.
You're out there somewhere, little soul. And I'm gonna find you.
Life is full of possibilities. You just need to know where to look. Don't miss out on the joys of life. Like pizza. I can't smell. We can't taste either?
All that stuff is in your body.
No smell, no taste.
Or touch. See?
Okay, I get it.
Disney and Pixar's Soul.
Get ready. Your life is about to start.
Start streaming December 25th. Disney.
So, let's stop there. Just gives me an excuse to mention, okay, yeah, I've got access to Disney Plus now. One of the movies that we're going to be talking about is on Disney Plus. Well, a couple of them are, but, you know, excuse nonetheless. But I will be able to watch this. So y'all will be able to, I'll be able to give y'all my review. Of course, I'll probably be busy, you know, doing my own thing on that day. It's not going to be the same day. I'll be doing something else, you know, probably be a week afterwards anyway. So, you know, hey. But yeah, I think this looks good. I really like how this whole concept they have going on here. Them tackling the idea of like the where we all live, like how our souls are formed and all that. Like what comes before, what comes after, essentially. That's very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm down to giving this a watch. I will happily watch it, although, you know, we'll see how, you know, we'll obviously see how people react to this film, you know. We'll see how it's reacted to by people. But I'm down to watching it. And speaking of being watching, having Disney Plus, I have access to being able to watch, you know, what's his face? The Mandalorian, which I've already seen season 1. I'm rewatching the Clone Wars. I've seen season 7. I can watch any other show that's going on right now. If you want me to, I can do a live, you know, I can do a week by week. Every week I do an episode of the Clone Wars. I mean, of the Mandalorian as that comes out. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to do that. I might consider it, and then we might be able to branch into TV. But we'll see. Let me just real quickly check something on my phone, because my phone was buzzing. Okay, took care of that. Alrighty. So, onto the final trailer we have. Borat! I've been seeing ads for this movie, and I want to see this movie. This actually looks really good. So yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch Borat. Trailer. I bet you guys have seen trailer, but I want to watch trailer and show you guys and give thoughts on it, you know?
14 years ago, I released a movie film which brought great shame to Kazakhstan. But now I was instructed to return to Yankee Land to carry out secret mission. I go to America! What do you say? No, it's not me. People may recognize my face. I would need disguises. This man is sex criminal? No, no sex criminal. I will take this to be a fat like American man. Yeah? This is a good one. Where is his crumb? What is problem, officer?
Got somebody that's strapped to the top of your car. You need to see that passenger seat, boss.
Only men and bears are allowed inside car. I'm here to give my daughter as a gift to someone close to the throne. I need dress with real sexy peels.
This is a bag that just goes over the dress.
They're nice.
I really like this.
Let us present Sandra Jessica Parker Drummond.
I want this one with the baby on it. I have a baby inside me.
Can you take it out? No, we cannot. That's not what we do here. I feel bad because I was the one who put the baby in her. Did you ever put one in your daughter? No, I did not. Please, everybody.
They want everybody to quarantine so they don't spread this virus.
Could I stay in your home? I hope quarantine never ends. What is more dangerous, this virus or the Democrat?
Democrats.
Democrats. Killing some of the virus.
No, you can't see the virus. No, it's still there. If you think you see a virus go like that,
This makes the virus sleepy, and then when it's sleeping,
But daddy has a lot to learn.
My daddy is the smartest person in the whole flat world.
And while the risk of coronavirus remains low, as the president said yesterday, we're ready for anything.
Michael Penis, I brought the girl for you. Borat's subsequent movie film. You fist me. Now I fist you?
there you
What
go.
do you prefer? You fist me or I fist you?
Same time.
Fist each other.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Borat. I have not yet seen the first. I have not seen the first one. I know I am uncultured, but I might watch it because I need. I will have to see if this is available for me to just watch for free. But I doubt it on Amazon Prime. If it's not, I will watch. I know we and my family has Borat, so we'll definitely watch it. But this is funny. All right, I've got you. As you saw, I got some good chuckles out of this trailer. It was told to me very funny. All right, I got some good chuckles out of it. It was good, quite enjoyable actually. I think it's what we need at this point in time. You know, I think we need a laugh about what's going on right now. South Park did a really good job of that actually. I have not watched the pandemic special yet. I do need to watch that as well. But yeah, it looks good. I have no problems against this film. Well, I mean, of course, this is going to be a political film. Of course, I'm not going to knock that for sure. It's a political film. We'll need to know that. We'll know that for sure. But you know, it's gonna probably, hopefully, poke jokes at both left and the right. Seems like it's poking fun at the left. Probably some of the right as well. Definitely some of the right as well. But we'll see. I'll definitely record an episode on that when it is out. So yeah. Last bit. We've been going for a while, I know, folks. But last bit. We've got a couple bits left. We're almost done, folks. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So, yes, time for movies. Yes, I've seen this movie, and oh my god. Phineas and Ferb, the movie. Candace Against the Universe. This is such a good movie. I loved every second of it. It was full of laughs. It has one of my favorite jokes of all time. I am not going to spoil it for you guys, but it was just perfectly set up. It is beautifully done. It is so well done. I was in tears with that joke. But of course, you know, it's got some other type, the other type of tears. But we'll get into that. It has singing. There is some really good songs in the film. There are real head boppers. One thing I really like about this film is was it put Perry in a tough place. Had to make sure he wasn't seen by Doof or the gang. He would have had lost either way if they saw him. I mean, like kind of explain, but he was. I mean, because you know, if you've seen the show, he's a platypus. He's a secret agent. Okay, Perry the platypus is a secret agent. He has to. His family doesn't know. Phineas and Ferb and Candace don't know that he's a secret agent. But Doofenshmirtz knows. Yep, Doofenshmirtz doesn't know he's just a plain old platypus as well. So, you see, there's that dichotomy there. There's that problem there where people are like, it worked. It was something that, it worked. It worked out well. It wasn't, they did it nicely there. I really like how they did that. I liked how they had him helping in very subtle ways. That was really nice. I love that the canoe that Buford was carrying around actually got used. That was perfect. I had a feeling that I was going to get. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I've seen the film, but I had a feeling that that was getting set up for something. They were setting something up there, and I was like, yep, they're setting something up there. I also love that they not just had a song about it for adulting. I mean, like, come on, like, y'all, we all are adulting, alright? Even though it's not a verb, apparently. It's not a word, but whatever. But they also had Isabella give due for Patrick getting back to Earth, which she so deserved. This was a nostalgia-filled movie, but also felt new and original. I feel like did a good job with the plot twist in the movie. It felt like Bioshock level the plot twist. I'm gonna be jamming out to the tunes for some time. I definitely was. It was well done, well animated. The crews of the show did a good job with the movie. I love that there is a tie-in to Mile Murray's Law, which is a good show. I haven't seen all of it, but, you know, it's good nonetheless. The sound design is well done. Alien World felt believable. They did a good job editing the film as well. The music along with the actors, music was good along with the acting. All around, good movie. Now, onto a film you probably would not expect me to watch. Little Women. Yeah. This was for a class. Alright? I had to watch this for a class to write about the sound design for this film. And I took the opportunity to write, let's just take the opportunity to put my thoughts about this movie on paper. So I did. This was a good film. I found it to be enjoyable up to a certain point. There was a point in the film where I did feel like I was getting bored, but it's not to knock the film. I'm more of a person that likes fast-paced movies. One thing I do like in the movies was that with Joe, we got to see her struggles as a writer. As a writer myself, it was nice to see that. It was nice to see. I did enjoy seeing the troubles I can tend to have on screen. This was set in the 1700s. The music fit perfectly with the time era. The costumes fit as well. The sets had that feel of the 1700s. This was before the advent of the film invention, but nonetheless, we did get to see what people did for entertainment in that time period. We also get to see the struggles of people in that time period as well. The film was well done. It's not my favorite. 2001 has set a really high bar there, but I can see why people enjoy it. Let alone it being their favorite. Emma Watson was good in the film. The acting was well done. The characters were pretty good. The sound design was good along with the music. Greta Gerwig did a good job conveying the story. All around, good film. It was alright, I'm not gonna lie, but it could have been, in my opinion, right now. Honestly, look, if you're gonna do something like that, for me at least, if I were directing it, I would have taken that exact story, but just set it in space. Just keep the 1700s vibe, but space punk it. Okay? They're probably ruining some nuance in that, but I don't care. I'm a guy who likes science fiction. I need something to keep my brain busy, and my brain got bored at one point, okay? This is the same thing happening with Crazy Rich Asians. I cannot handle a rom-com. If I'm ever asked by my girlfriend, hey, let's watch a rom-com, if I ever get a girlfriend and they're like, hey, let's watch a rom-com, I'm like, I'm sorry, I've watched one of those, and I cannot watch one. I can't, my brain will get bored, okay? I'm sorry, but I can't. I physically can't. My brain's gonna get bored, and I'm gonna want to do something. So, yeah. On to the next one. Onward. Oh boy, this was a real good film. I just... I remember when I saw the first trailer, or the film, I loved the world that it was taking place in. It is clever. I really like the premise of it. Tom Holland and Chris Pratt were real good in this movie. I really enjoyed their characters. I like that they made an impact on the people they met throughout the quest. The Manticore, Bronco, the Pixies, their mom. They all made a change in them. Guinevere the van was interesting. The one scene where Barley sacrificed the van was interesting. I love how the one tire being flat and all, made it sound like it was a horse galloping. That I was just sitting there laughing, like what? Excuse me, what? But it worked beautifully. It had some clever sound design in the movie. I really liked that they used a school bell, alarm for the curses form as its roar. That was clever. The editing in this film was well done. Real quick, back to that. I like how, I was going to say real quick, for this, to kind of build on that last point I made. I like that it was set in a fantasy world. I like it was set in a modern world. It felt, it kind of was interesting. It was interesting and intricate, you know. It kind of, it felt real good to see like a world like that. Something fantasy related set in that, you know. And I really enjoyed that. They did a really good job with this film, I'm not going to lie. And Scanlon did a good job telling the story of the film. The story of the movie was good as well. It's quite enjoyable. It has some great moments in the film. The acting was well done. The music was pretty good. Michael and Jeff Donna did a good job with the music of this film as well. And now we have one final film to cover, and that is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I love this film. It doesn't beat 2001, of course, but it's my favorite animated film of all time, alright? One of course. That isn't the Lego movie, but we'll talk about the Lego movie when we get to the Lego movie, of course, one day. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is one of my all-time favorite animated movies. It is so good. One of my favorite things I just love about this film is the fact that it looks like a comic book. It is a living, breathing comic book, and I love that. That's just the one of the best things about this film. That is the one thing that I couldn't stop thinking about with the fact of that film. Was that when I first saw it, it felt like a living, breathing comic book, and I was like, wow, this is so good. I felt like I was looking at a comic book actually in motion, and like in between each panel they were actually moving. It felt so real. Miles is really cool. I didn't know much about him before I saw the movie, and I will say I do like him as a character. He is really good. I also like Gwen. She is cool as well. I didn't know much about any of these characters, well, except for Peter Spider-Man. That is the one a lot of people are familiar with. I will say it is nice that that we got introduced to a different version of Spider-Man. Not just, hey, here's Peter Parker again as Spider-Man. They had Peter Parker in this, but it was more of a, overweight, an adult Peter Parker that we saw throughout the film. We did see a younger, more spry Peter Parker, but of course, he was killed. But I do like that we got to see him, and it works. I really do like him. Spider-Man Noir is one of my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man characters. I love the 1920s vibe of him, and also being in how he's designed. Being in designing the characters, especially Peter Parker and Noir. Especially Porker, Penny, and Noir, all felt distinct and different from each other. I love how Porker looks like a character from the Looney Tunes cartoons. Penny has an anime vibe, and Noir being black and white because that's how films were recorded back then. It wasn't until the 60s that color was added. If not the 60s, then it was for sure somewhere around that time, around the time TV came out. That's when Hollywood started to pull out the stops to get people in the theater. Back to the movie. The music is really good. I love how it sounds. It was really good. The story is pretty good as well. As Noir said, this is one hell of an origin story. Origin story for Miles. Peter Ramsey, Gordon Rotham, and Bob Pershitelli did a good job conveying the story. The acting was real good. The sound design was good as well. I really like what they did with certain sections of what they did in certain sections of the film. All around, one of, if not my favorite animated film of all time, and I can't wait to see the sequel. So yeah, folks, that's the last film we had watched. Now we're gonna quickly add our films to the list. Alrighty, Spider-Man. Okay, so Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is right here. I typed it out. Apparently, I accidentally hit the button to stop recording, but hey, I need to change that, of course. It seems like. But hey, I said this was like this. It's in my top. It's one of my favorite animated films of all time. It's gotta be in the top 5. All right. Of course, as time goes on, it might change around. I may move Transformers down or something. We'll see as time goes on, of course. But now on to Little Women. Little Women, it may be worse than the Ray, but the thing with the Ray is, the Ray I wasn't bored in. I didn't get bored in at all, if I'm remembering correctly. With Little Women, I got bored in it. And I don't like being bored in watching a movie. The same with Crazy Rich Asians, which I am definitely not rewatching again. But y'all ain't fighting me on that, but we need to... Little Women is gonna be at the bottom, of course, because I'm not gonna. It's unfortunate that it's at the bottom, but if you're somebody who actually enjoyed the film, I'm sorry it's down there, but I'm not sorry. It's my thought, but if you disagree with it, we're welcome to have a discussion about it, of course. Trying to think, where would Onward go? I kind of feel like Onward would be right here. It was a good film. There definitely it was a good film. It was a really good film. I did enjoy it a lot, and it's up there. It's in the top 10 at least for right now. Of course, as time goes on, things are going to get changing. We have 20, but we're going to have 20 after we have Phineas the Ferb. 20 films. So we're going to have 21 films in total. And, yeah. Let me see. Phineas the Ferb. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking in, 6th place. Yeah, I feel like that goes there. It was really good. I did really like it. It's hard not to say that belongs in the top 10 because it was such a well done film, and I got so much nostalgia from the show. I remember watching the show when I was younger, and I had a lot of fun watching it. It's probably gonna be something I'm gonna be watching from time to time again. I gotta get back to rewatching the show from time to time, but hey. It was enjoyable. It's something that I enjoyed watching. So yeah. As you can see, we have 21 films onto the list. If there's any films you think I should watch, comment down below. Let me know, and I'll happily check them out. Also, comment down below what models you'd like to see for DK Brick Film side. And because I'd love to hear what you'd like to see. Also, subscribe. I'd love to see some people subscribe. I'd love to see you guys over here, because I have we've got some plans coming down tomorrow. My goal is to get the first. Well, as of me recording this, there should be a video up there already. The video should be up already. But yeah, hope you guys check it out. I hope you guys also subscribe, because we're gonna be making we got some really cool content coming out on there. So yeah, this is. And yeah, while you're here, check out DKBrickStudios as well. Highly recommend that. And yeah, this is Damien from DK Film Podcast signing off. Remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn notifications. Check out my friends on Rise. Link down in the description down below. As always, comment down below as what's your thoughts or movie model, what you pick. Also check out my Patreon. Well, subscribe to really. Link to that in the description down below, as always. Also, comment down, my socials and those are in the description down below as well. And, yeah, this is Damien from DK Film Podcast. Signing off. Of course, So I will see you all in the next video.
Well weathered together, chasing the dark from the night. Trust in your feelings and find a new hope. Take your best shot and let go.